and turns them into fuel for itself. When you starve a conflict of words, it has no oxygen. It must burn out. Next time you feel the heat of a retort rising in your chest, remember the marble. Feel the coldness of the stone against your skin. Ask yourself, does this word serve my purpose, or does it serve my ego? If it is ego, kill it with silence. Bury it in the depths of your own restraint. This is how you build a soul that is made of iron, not glass. Glass shatters when struck. Iron absorbs the blow and remains unchanged. There is a terrifying quality to a man who listens and does not speak. In the courts of kings and the boardrooms of empires, the one who speaks least often sees the most. Silence is a mirror. When you stop the noise of your own opinions, you create a reflective surface. People are naturally uncomfortable with the quiet. It feels like a weight, a pressure. To relieve this pressure, they begin to talk and talk and talk. They reveal their motives, their insecurities, their hidden agendas. They hand you the keys to their fortress because they cannot endure the sound of their own heartbeat in the silence you have provided. The philosopher Seneca, an advisor to Nero, lived in a den of vipers. He survived as long as he did because he mastered the art of the observant ear. He knew that the tongue is a traitor. By remaining silent, you allow the world to reveal itself to you. You see the twitch in the eye, the slight tremor in the voice, the contradiction in the logic. While others are busy crafting their next sentence, you are busy dissecting their soul. This is the strategic void. You are not just being quiet, you are creating a trap. In a world of pretenders, silence is the only way to find what is real. If you want to know a person's true character, do not ask them. Just wait. Let the silence hang between you like a heavy mist. Eventually, the mask will slip. The ego will try to fill the gap with a lie or a boast. And in that moment, you will see them as they truly are. Practicing this requires a cold heart. You must resist the urge to be polite. You must resist the urge to fill the awkward gap in conversation. Let it be awkward. Let it be uncomfortable. That discomfort is the sound of their ego breaking against your stillness. You are the rock in the stream, and the water must flow around you, revealing its true path. This discipline is not for the weak. It requires a level of self-control that most men will never possess. But for you, the student of the marble mind, it is a fundamental tool. You are a sculptor, and silence is your chisel. You are cutting away the excess noise of the world to reveal the truth beneath. If this path resonates in your heart, become a part of our brotherhood. Subscribe to Marble Mind. Let us continue to forge our spirits together in the quiet of the forge. Silence is not just an external shield, it is an internal battleground. Most men fear silence because when the world stops screaming, they are forced to hear the noise inside their own heads. The regrets of the past, the anxieties of the future, the endless, trivial chatter of the monkey mind. The Stoic does not run from this inner noise. He confronts it. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the inner citadel, a place where the mind is independent of the body's sensations and the world's opinions. But you cannot enter this citadel if you are constantly talking to yourself. We suffer more in imagination than in reality, Seneca warned. And that imagination is fed by words, by the stories we tell ourselves about our failures, our enemies, and our fate. When you master external silence, you must turn that weapon inward. You must learn to silence the narrator, That voice in your head that judges everything, labels everything, and complains about everything. This is bad. He was mean to me. I might fail. This is the internal rot that weakens the stone. To be truly silent is to look at a situation with bare eyes, to see the event, but not the story you've attached to it. Imagine your mind as a deep, dark lake. When you are constantly speaking and reacting, the surface is agitated. You cannot see the bottom. You cannot see the truth. But when you enforce silence, both of the tongue and of the internal dialogue, the sediment settles. The water becomes crystal clear. Only then can you see the sharp rocks below. Only then can you navigate your life with the precision of a master. Practical advice. When a disturbing thought enters your mind, do not argue with it. Do not speak to it. Simply name it and then impose silence. Say to yourself, "This is a thought, not a fact." And then return to the void. This internal hush is the highest form of power. It is the ability to remain calm while the world around you collapses. It is the quiet of the commander in the heat of the slaughter. There is a reason why the silent treatment is considered one of the most effective psychological tools. It is because silence is a denial of validation. To argue with a man is to acknowledge that his opinion matters. To yell at an enemy is to show him that he has the power to move you. But to remain silent, to look at a provocateur with the cold, unblinking eyes of a statue, that is a declaration of his insignificance. In the world of the Stoic, your attention is your most valuable currency. Do not spend it on the unworthy. When someone attacks you with words, they are expecting a counterattack. They have prepared their defenses for a verbal war. By remaining silent, you refuse to enter the battlefield. You leave them swinging their sword at thin air. They lose balance. They lose composure. They lose their dignity. Think of the trial of Socrates. Though he spoke, he did so with such detached indifference to his own death that his accusers were the ones who appeared panicked and small. Or think of the Spartan warriors, famous for their laconic speech. They did not waste breath on boasts or threats. When an enemy threatened that their arrows would blot out the sun, the Spartans simply replied, "Then we shall fight in the shade." This brevity is a weapon. It shows that you are in total control of your impulses. A man who cannot be provoked is a man who cannot be defeated. Your silence acts as a vacuum that sucks the ego out of your opponent. They will try to get a reaction out of you. They will insult your pride, your family, your work. But if you stand there, as still as marble, they will eventually realize that they are screaming at a God who does not hear them. In your personal life, use silence to set boundaries. If someone speaks to you with disrespect, do not lower yourself to their level. Do not shout back. Simply stop. Look at them. Let the silence stretch until it becomes heavy and suffocating. Most people will instinctively apologize or back down just to break the tension. You have won the battle without firing a single shot. This is the static strike. It is the most honorable way to crush an opponent, by simply refusing to recognize their power over your peace. The man who speaks too much is like a merchant who gives away his gold for free. Soon, his treasury is empty, and no one values his currency. The Stoic, however, treats every word as a precious coin. He does not spend them on trivialities. The concept of laconic speech, named after the Spartans of Laconia, is the pinnacle of this discipline. It is the art of saying more with less. When you speak in short, punchy, and deliberate sentences, your words carry weight. They land like hammer blows on an anvil. People stop and listen because they know you don't waste air. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, used to say that we have 2 ears and only 1 mouth for a reason: to listen twice as much as we speak. But modern man has inverted this. We live in an age of oversharing. We vomit our thoughts into the digital void, hoping for a like or a share to validate our existence. This is a sign of a porous soul. If your thoughts are always escaping your lips, they have no time to ferment